Why did you do that? The movie was fine till that point. What is up, everyone? Movie Wayne back again with another review. This is going to be for the film Bloodshot, and this is directed by Dave Wilson, his first feature film, and it stars Vin Diesel, Guy Pearce and Eliza Gonzalez. This tells the story of soldier Ray Garrison, who is killed and then brought back as a super soldier, and he sets out to seek revenge on those who done ill towards him and his loved ones. I'm not very familiar with this character at all, guys. I've got to be honest. I don't really know any of my friends who are familiar with the character, so I do apologise for that if you are a big Bloodshot fan. For the first 30 minutes, I was really enjoying this movie. There's a lot of cool sequences, a lot of kick-ass action, and the story was flowing really well. I couldn't believe some of the review scores I'd seen for this film. I'm not really one to look at reviews until I've done my own review, but I might glance over the scores on Metacritic and stuff. But yeah, after that first act, guys, I can confirm that this is not a good movie at all. In fact, it's quite a bad one. I really wanted to like this movie because I do feel like society nowadays just likes to shit on things, especially user reviews, just because they want to. But yeah, in this case, I just couldn't. I just could not bring myself to enjoy it as much as I wanted to. After the first act, the story starts to feel like it's getting too clever for its own good. I don't have a problem with movies trying to do something different, especially in a genre that's thrown out there all the time. It's like comic book films, like this one is. In fact, I encourage it, but when you take them risks, you've got to make sure you pull them off, and Bloodshot just falls flat on its face. Yes, after this first act, the story just started to get a little bit muddled and confusing for me, and I was paying full attention, but it just became sort of frustrating to watch. It just became a mess. Also, Vin Diesel's character Ray Garrison just randomly realises what's happening around him. Like, it randomly just pops in his head out the blue. No explanation whatsoever. It's just like the writer said, oh yeah, you're going to realise what's happened now, and we're going to move the story along. And let's just mention Vin Diesel in this movie. Look, he was okay, but I have seen him do a way better job than this. I'm just not sure his heart was fully in this project. I might be wrong, but from what I've seen on screen, it was very average from him. It's not helped either by the character he is given in this movie, the main character. Look, he's just not that interesting. I know this isn't Marvel. I think it's Valiant Comics, if I'm not mistaken. But if he was thrown in right now to the Marvel MC universe, he would probably be the most least interesting character out of those 20 or 25 so comic book superheroes who are in there right now. Just didn't do it for me. And look, he's also given some really bad dialogue at times. The whole movie's full of bad dialogue, but he will say some things like, I will find you and I will end you. And it's like, oh, that wasn't very original. The rest of the cast are okay. I mean, Guy Pearce is always going to give you a good performance. I mean, he doesn't do anything outstanding here, but he does a job. However, Eliza Gonzalez was by far the most interesting character in this movie. She kept it ticking over at times. And if it weren't for her, this movie would be worse off. Apart from the story though, this movie also has one more major flaw, and it's the hacker character, Wiggins. Just one of the most frustratingly annoying characters I have ever seen in a movie. Just everything about his attempts at humour, his mannerisms, the way he's acting. Oh, honestly, he is so frustrating to watch, and he's in the movie for quite some time. Look, it's not all doom and gloom. There are some other positive things about this film. There's an elevator fight scene towards the end of the movie, and it looked great. It was filmed brilliantly, to be honest, and probably the biggest highlight of the movie was that scene. You know, it picked up towards the end and dragged it over the finish line. And in fact, most of the visuals and special effects in this movie are quite good to look at. So that's a little bit of a plus it's got going for it. Dave Wilson, the director, did work on the special effects team for Age of Ultron. So I wouldn't be surprised if he had a hand in these. I'm just going to go ahead and rate this film now. I'm going to give Bloodshot a 4 out of 10. It's probably the worst film I've seen this year, although it does have some decent things going for it. But yeah, probably the worst film I've seen this year, and I've seen Bram's The Boy too, so what does that tell you? Look, it just feels like It's one of them comic book movies from the late 90s or early 2000s where they didn't quite know what they were doing. Now, I know there are some good movies there, but there's some bad ones too, and this just felt like one of those. So at the end of these reviews, I always like to leave a little fun fact. And the fun fact for this was, Michael Sheen was set to play Guy Pearce's character, Dr. Emil Hartling. Yeah, not really a fun fact, is it? Just a fact, that. Okay, everyone, thanks a lot for watching this review. If you want to subscribe, it's up to yourself. I've got a lot more reviews coming, lots more different videos. And if you want to comment, I will reply to every single one of you, I promise. Okay, so I'll see you all in the next video. Take it easy.